am back with another video. Guess who's being consistent now? Not me. Anyways, in this video I'll be sharing with you the 22 best books of the year 2022. I am a little late, but better late than never. The list is from Goodreads. So I'll be actually reacting to these books. Let me know if you find them worth for the position that they are in, or do you feel like that there are other books which should have been in these positions? So yeah, let's just quickly get started with this video. Alright, so I have the list right in front of me. This is Goodreads most popular books published in 2022. Let's get started with the first one. On top position is a book by none other than Colleen Hoover, and it is her Reminders of Him. This I found an average book. It did not live up to my expectations, but then it's worth reading. It does have that emotional storytelling. It's about a divorced mom who finds love again, sort of that story. So if you're into romance, you would like it, but it's not one of the best books. So I'm not sure if it deserves the top spot, but it definitely is popular. Here it has been into 2 million shelves, book readers' shelves, and it has around 776k ratings, which is why it is on. Second position is Book Lovers by Emily Henry. Emily Henry, I feel like, is one of those authors who writes mature romances and slow build up, like slow burn romances. I have read 2 of her, actually this is the 3rd book that I read, Book Lovers. I listened to this one as an audiobook. It started off well, interestingly, but because her romances are slow burn, sometimes they get too much. And this happened with this one for me. So again, I have reviewed this in one of my monthly wrap-ups. You can check out the review in detail. It is about one summer, 2 rivals, a plot twist they didn't see coming. So this is about 2 editors who are from different genres. The third is It Starts With Us, the sequel to It Ends With Us, and surprisingly, yeah, I haven't read it. Don't kill me for it, because I am one of the biggest cheerleaders of It Starts With Us, and that is why I guess I haven't still picked it up. I haven't got the courage to pick it up because I am just scared, what if I don't like it, because I have so many high expectations from this book, so I'm just delaying from reading. If you have read it, comment down below how was your experience and did it live up to your expectation or not. And this has around 657k ratings, and it has been into 1 million bookshelves. On 4th position is Things We Never Got Over. This is by Lucy Score. I haven't read it, nor have I heard about this book, so let me just read the blurb. It is about a bearded bad boy barber. Okay, Knox prefers to live.
I think it's about a bad guy and a bad girl, because the way it starts, okay, Knox prefers to live his life the way he takes his coffee, alone. Grumpy, unless you count his basset hound Balin, okay? Knox doesn't tolerate drama, even when it comes to in the form of a standard runaway bride.
Okay, so it was one of those bad boys and good girls kind of story. On 5th position is Tomorrow, Tomorrow and Tomorrow by Gabrielle Zevin. This one is one book that I'm currently listening to as an audiobook. I still haven't made up my mind about this book because I'm only like 10% into this book. Honestly, I am not liking it as of now, but there's still a lot to go on into this book. I still have to explore a lot. On 6th position is an intriguing title, that is I'm Glad My Mom Died. This is by Jeanette McCurdy. I've been hearing about this book quite a lot on BookTube. People are saying that it's a humorous yet kind of a morally driven book. It's a memoir, so it's funny and it's inspiring at the same time. I am looking forward to be reading this one. Let me know if you have read and what are your thoughts on this book. On 7th position is Lessons in Chemistry by Bonnie Garmus. This hands down has become my favorite books now. Oh my god, I am so glad that I read this book. A reading vlog is coming for you guys very soon. Thriller. This is not a thriller, but still it's so well paced, and it's each and every line in this book is well crafted. Like, you know what you're reading, and it's so inspiring, and it's just a masterpiece. The 8th is The Paris Apartment. Let's read one of the reviews. I hope it does not have spoilers. This book I have been meaning to read since like last year, but I still haven't read it because there are so many other books that keep on adding to my I keep on adding to my TBR. If you have read it, please let me know and motivate me into reading this book. Is a 3-star review by Yoon. She has around 18.5k followers, and she says that it's meh. The Paris apartment feels mostly like a melodramatic dithering, but I guess I was somewhat entertained. Okay, which is why 3 stars, like it's average. Jess needs a place to stay, so she hits up her half-brother when she arrives. I don't think I want to read any further. Okay, let's move a little faster because we don't want to stretch this video far too long. On 9th position is Every Summer After by Carly Fortune. This one I've seen randomly on audiobook platform but never gave it a thought. So let me just give it a thought now. Read the blurb.
They say you can never go home again, and for Persephone Fraser, ever since she made the biggest mistake of her life a decade ago, that has felt too true. Instead of glittering summers on the lakeshore of her childhood, she spends them in a stylish apartment in the city, going out with friends and keeping everyone a safe distance from her heart.
It's a love story, guys. 6 summers to fall in love, 1 moment to fall apart, a weekend to get it right. In short, it's a summer love story. Okay, on 10th position is Carrie Soto is Back by Taylor Jenkins Reid. Okay, we have a book from Taylor Jenkins Reid on this list. That is great. Taylor Jenkins Reid is an author. I feel like she does not miss a book. Each of her books has been one of my favorites. Like, there's no one book better than the other. That's just my opinion based on. In this powerful novel about the cost of greatness, a legendary athlete attempts a comeback when the world considers her past her prime. Okay, from the New York Times best-selling author of Malibu Rising. Okay, so it's about sports. No. On 11th position is Love on the Brain by Ali Hazelwood. This is one of Ali Hazelwood's book that was the first one. I seem to forget the title's name. Love Hypothesis. Yeah, Love Hypothesis was one of my guilty pleasures. It is one of those cliche romances which I loved. Again, it's about a nerd, and so I think her books deal with geeky people, I guess. It has around 221k ratings and has been in 477k shelves. Interesting. On 12th position is A Flicker in the Dark by Stacey Willingham. At last, a thriller, and that too a dark one. Seems like it because of the cover. I'm still not sure. Chloe Davis was 12. 6 teenage girls went missing in her small Louisiana town. By the end of the summer, Chloe's father had been arrested as a serial killer and promptly put in prison. Chloe and the rest of her family was left to grapple with the truth and try to move forward while dealing in the aftermath. Seems interesting, and this is a debut novel and limited series by Emma Stone. Okay, I am interested in this one. I discovered it just now. On 13th position is a book by Tessa Bailey, that is Hook, Line and Sinker. This is Bellinger's Sisters series. Tessa Bailey's books are, I think, after. I'm still not sure, but Tessa Bailey, I have heard this author's name somewhere. I haven't read this book, nor am I thinking of reading this book, but it is on number 13th position, and it is clearly a popular book because it has been in 456k shelves. On 14th position is Sea of Tranquility by Emily St. John Mandel. This seems like a great book, and yes, it is. From the title itself, you can tell, what kind of a book it is supposed to be. They say that never judge a book by its cover, but I for sure do it each and every time. This is an award-winning best-selling book from author Station 11, and the Glass Hotel returns with a novel of art, time travel, love and plague that takes the reader from Vancouver Island in 1912 to a dark colony on the moon 500 years later. Oh, unfurling a story of humanity across centuries. This seems like an intriguing plot. Wow. On the dark colony on the moon 500 years later. Interesting. Have you read this or have you heard about this book? Anyone? Please comment down below. On 15th position is a fantasy novel, and that is House of Sky and Breath by Sarah J. Maas. I've tried a lot of times to read Sarah J. Maas's book. I know she's a great author. Fantasy is something that I'm getting out of because fantasy requires a lot of your time, and because fantasy books are usually series and they are thick, you need to dedicate a specific amount of time to read series, which is why I'm left I'm just left out in fantasy, but I do want to read Sarah J. Maas's work. Let's wrap this again. I'm sure you would be getting bored by now. The Housemaid by Frida McFadden seems like a thriller from behind closed doors. She sees everything. Yes, this is a thriller. On 7th is Babel by R.F. Kuang. Okay, this is a novel that I like the covers, which is why I am intrigued to read the blurb. It is a novel that grapples with student revolutions, colonial resistance, and the use of language and translation as the dominating tool of the British Empire. Is this a non-fiction? I don't think it is, but it does deal with a heavy topic. On 18th position is Icebreaker. This is again a part of a series called Maple Hill. This is written by Hannah Grace. There are so many romance books and YA books in this list. No surprise. On 19th position is Remarkably Bright Creatures by Shelby Von Pelt. For fans of a man, I am a fan of Man Called Ova, a charming, witty and compulsively readable exploration of friendship, reckoning and hope, tracing a widow's unlikely connection with a giant Pacific octopus. What? A widow's unlikely connection with a giant Pacific octopus. Wow, that's interesting and a bit weird at the same time. But recently I also came across a book that's called Bear that was written in 1970s and it got awarded. It was written by a Canadian author where the lady goes on to this excavation kind of thing in forest and then she gets sexually active with a bear. Yeah, I just discovered this book lately. I mean, yeah, there are books that are weird. On 20th position is Wrong Place, Wrong Time by Gillian McAllister. Can you stop a murder after it's already happened? Of course you can't. I mean, unless you can time travel. But then this book is a thriller, so let's not wrap our minds around it. On 21st position is One Italian Summer by Rebecca Searle. This one I have seen a lot on Instagram, on BookTube, but I've never been intrigued to read this one, nor I want to read the blurb as of. On 22nd position is Mad Honey by Jodi Picoult. I haven't read a Jodi Picoult in such a long time, but this one, like the cover, seems to be calling me. It's a soul-stirring novel about what we choose to keep from our past and what we choose to leave behind. Interesting. Mad Honey is a riveting novel of suspense, okay, an unforgettable love story, and a moving and powerful exploration of secrets we keep and the risks we take in order to become ourselves. Interesting. But I feel like it's one of those romances only. And yeah, that's it. It's been such a long while. I hope you did not get bored. I hope I was able to cover up a lot different topics. I mean, I wanted to explore more and read more reviews, but then I thought कि video बहुत लंबी होने वाली है and I don't want to bore you guys. So you can check out this list by yourself. It will be linked in the description box below if you haven't checked it out already. And let me know, how did you find this video? Do you want me to make more of these reactionary kind of videos, or what kind of videos do you want me to add on to this channel? I did a video last year wherein I did this, I asked my subscribers their favorite books and I had to do such a lot of work. I still have it like stored in my diary. That was a lot of work, but I enjoyed making that video and it turned out so well. So I did this chart and all that stuff. It is somewhere here, you can watch that video. But I wanted to do something different this year, so here is this video. I hope you like it. I hope you found it valuable, and yeah, I'll see you later with another video. Until then, happy reading.